Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Techno Talks here, and today I have another speed test for y'all, and this one's gonna be a pretty good one because I'm gonna be comparing two devices that were basically meant to battle each other out from their respective companies, and these devices are gonna be the OnePlus 9 on the right and the Samsung Galaxy S21 on the left. So let's go ahead and talk about the specs real quick before we begin anything. First up, they both have the Snapdragon 888 chipset, and they both have 8 gigabytes of RAM, so they have similar specs and they should perform very similarly. So now that we got that out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about what I'm going to do. So first up, I'm going to have a boot up test just to see which one boots up faster. That's not going to be the main thing, I guess, because that really doesn't tell you too much about the speed, and so I just do that in the beginning for like an extra thing to do. And then I'm going to have the app opening test. I have a series of apps that I have ready, which I have downloaded on both these devices. And after that, I will be doing a RAM management test. So I will test those apps out. And then I will go ahead and do the final test, which is going to be the CPU benchmark test. So that's basically going to test out both the CPUs and run a benchmark. And for that, I'll be using Geekbench 5. So now that we got all those out of the way, we can go ahead and begin with our boot up test. So let's go ahead and flip these phones around, and I'm going to click the power buttons at the same time in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so they are both turning on right now. And let's go ahead and see which one boots up first. So it seems like the OnePlus 9 is doing something. The S21 just got rid of the Android logo and stuff. The OnePlus 9 is loading, and I believe the OnePlus 9... Oh! Both at the same time. That's pretty cool actually. In so far in all of my speed tests, I've never gotten any phones get it at the same time, but they were usually phones that didn't have similar specs like these ones right here, 8 gigs of RAM and the same chipset as well. So that was pretty interesting and pretty cool. They both booted up at the same time. So I'm gonna go ahead and pause the video right here. I'm gonna turn on both these devices, let them do all their background downloads and stuff. And I have also checked all the apps, so they're all updated, so we should have no issues with that. So let me go ahead and pause it right here, and I'll get back to y'all in a quick second. So I got done opening both the phones, and now they should be ready. I got all the background updates done. I went ahead and opened up all the apps again and went ahead and tested them out, got all the updates through, especially with PUBG Mobile, because that seems to always get updates. And now we should be ready. But before we begin, I'd like to add a quick disclaimer, and that is going to be that the S21 has been my daily driver for a little longer than the OnePlus 9. I've had this for around like 3 months, but the OnePlus 9, I've only owned it for around like 9 days now. And so the performance might be, well, actually it will probably be affected by that as well. And so if the S21 does seem choppy, just keep in mind that I have used it a little longer, and that's probably why. So now that I got all that out of the way, let's go ahead and begin. So let's go ahead and check our background apps to show y'all that we have none open right now. I've closed all of them, and now we can begin. So let's go ahead and begin with our social media apps in 3, 2, 1. So Snapchat, that was the same. I feel like I should remove Snapchat because you really don't get anything too much on there, and so I might remove it. Just leave a comment down below if I should remove it and add something else. So Instagram in 3, 2, 1. Okay, it seems like the Samsung Galaxy S21 loaded up that Google photo faster, the post faster, but it was very similar, so I'm not going to give a point to any of them. Twitter in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so that was the S21 right there, as you saw. YouTube in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so that is the OnePlus 9 right there. The OnePlus 9 loaded in everything first. The S21 was still struggling a little. Amazon Shopping in 3, 2, 1. They are both connected to the same Wi-Fi, so there shouldn't be an issue like that. That seems like the OnePlus 9 right there did open up first. Best Buy in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so the OnePlus 9 again, just by a tad bit. Among Us, so now we're on to our games, and let's go ahead and begin. Among Us in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so I think that might be the OnePlus 9. Oh, very similar. And it's going to go to the OnePlus 9. The S21 is taking just a tad bit longer. Not sure why, but it just is. Okay, so let's go ahead and close out of the OnePlus 9 and wait for the S21. So this is taking a little longer. As I said, they are both connected to the same Wi-Fi, and boom, finally. So it took a little longer, not sure why, but it just did. So Smashy Road 1 to 2 in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so this might go to the S21. Yep, the S21 takes it. Just by a tad bit again. Let's close out of these. Subway Surfers in 3, 2, 1. So loading up, and loads up first on the OnePlus 9. Now that we're done with Subway Surfers, we have Temple Run 2 in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so they're both loading up, and the OnePlus 9 just takes it by a tad bit again. So the OnePlus 9 has been doing better so far. Now we're on a little more demanding games like Dead Trigger 2 and PUBG Mobile. So let's go ahead and begin with Dead Trigger 2 in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so they're both loading, and that was the OnePlus 9 just by a tad bit. I'm gonna go ahead and click play at the same time in 3, 2, 1, just to see which one loads the game in faster. And that, oh, the OnePlus 9 just quit out. So I'm gonna go ahead and give the win to, oh, the S21 just quit out again. So I'm gonna go ahead and redo that test real quick because that was not expected. Let's go ahead and take them out of our memory. Go back and go to Dead Trigger 2 in 3, 2, 1. So for some reason, both of them I had to click play 2 times. That was kind of weird. The S21 just took it right there. Play in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so let's see again which one loads in the game, and the OnePlus 9 just did it again. So I'm not gonna count this. If I would count it, that would go for the S21, but since this has been happening, I don't know what that is. The game is a little buggy, I guess. I'm not gonna go ahead and count this app right here. So let's go ahead and exit out. Boom. PUBG Mobile in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so the S21 seemed like it responded to my touch faster, but the OnePlus 9 has loaded up the logo and is loading into the game first, I believe. Yes, so we have the PUBG PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds logo right there, and it is loading into the game. So the OnePlus 9 did beat out the S21 right there. We're probably gonna get like some advertisement because PUBG tends to do that. They just give you a whole bunch of ads. The S21 is still loading in, so it's taking a little longer. Not sure why. And finally, it's into the loading screen, and boom. So that took a little while. The OnePlus 9 did definitely take it in the app opening test. It did seem to open up basically most of the apps faster than the S21. So now we can go ahead and do our RAM management test. So Snapchat, you probably can't see anything right there. Instagram, okay, so reload on both of these. Twitter, reload for both of these again. YouTube, okay, so the S21 kept that in RAM. So that's 1 point for the S21. And they both had to reload Amazon. Let's go to Best Buy. Okay, so that's still 1-0. The S21 is winning, but they haven't managed to keep any of these apps open. Among Us, reload again. So I'm guessing 8 GB of RAM might not be enough for these devices. So Smash Your Road Wanted, another reload right there. Kind of disappointing. Not sure why this is happening. Subway Surfers. Okay, so another reload for both of these. So the S21 is still taking the lead, but I most definitely wouldn't call this a pretty good lead because they've only managed to keep one app open. So a reload on Temple Run as well, probably on Dead Trigger and PUBG as well. Yep, so a reload right here and a reload right there. So PUBG Mobile is their final app, and they have both reloaded. So what can I say? I'm pretty disappointed with these results. Having only one app open for one of the devices is actually really disappointing because that's not what you'd expect from flagship devices. They both have the fastest chipset available on Android side, and 8 GB of RAM should be enough actually, but I guess it's not for an Android device. So the win goes to the S21 on the RAM management test. However, it's not by a lot. It only kept open one app, but it's still one app, and it did beat it out. So I'm going in for the S21, and it's going to be a 1-1 score for both of these phones. So now that we're done with all of those, I can go ahead and clear out all these apps back here, and we will be proceeding into our Geekbench 5 test. So before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and let the phones sit down a little and cool down, because they have been opening apps for a little while now, and so we'll go ahead and let these chill out a little, and once they're ready and once they feel a little cooler to the hand, I'll go ahead and I guess get back to the test and perform the CPU benchmark test. So I'm going to go ahead and pause it right here, and I'll get back to y'all real quick. So it's been a couple minutes now, and I believe the phones have cooled down now. They don't feel as hot as before, and so we should go ahead and do our Geekbench CPU benchmark test now. So the reason I did this is because usually Samsung, I haven't heard about OnePlus doing this, but Samsung usually goes ahead and drops the performance down by a whole bunch actually, and I have experienced this because let me go ahead and show the history of the tests that I've done, and as you can see, sometimes the tests were just terrible. 855 to 2700, 584 to 2300, and these are not normal for a Snapdragon 888 chipset device. And as I said, the reason for that is because once your device gets hot, Samsung devices usually, it brings down the performance by a whole bunch, and that affects it a lot more than you would expect. And that's the reason that I went ahead and let them cool down a little, so both of them wouldn't get affected by this. So let's go ahead and run our CPU benchmark test. So this does take a couple minutes, around like 5 minutes usually. The S21 isn't starting, okay, right there. It usually takes around 5 minutes, so I'm gonna go ahead and pause the video right here, and I'll go ahead and skip to the results so y'all don't have to wait around like I do and get bored out. So I'm gonna go ahead and pause it, and I'll see you in a little bit. Okay, so the S21 is almost done, but as you can see, the OnePlus 9 has finished. S21 is taking a tad bit longer. It's still at 100%, so let's go ahead and wait for that. But before we go ahead and check out the scores for both of them, let's go ahead and check it out for the OnePlus 9 first, because the S21 still hasn't loaded up. So for the OnePlus 9, our single core is going to be an 1123, and our multi-core score is going to be a 3614. So these scores are actually really good, and it is to be expected with the Snapdragon 888 chipset. So we should get pretty similar results with the S21, unless Samsung still decided to do the thermal throttling and bring down the performance by a whole bunch. So I'm still waiting. The S21 is taking a tad bit longer again. As I said, it's still at 100%, and it is waiting for a little bit. So let's go ahead and wait for that. And also, let's go ahead and check out the, what's it called? The CPU for this. I believe it should be there. Okay, so the S21 is done. And from what we can see, still doing this uploading thing. I'm not sure what that is. The S21, from what we can see right now, we got a 1085, so not too big of a difference, only around like 40 points. And we got a 3229, so that's pretty big. That's around 400 points from the score, and so that is a definite loss for the S21. So we're gonna go ahead and give the CPU benchmark test to the OnePlus 9. So now the score is gonna be 2-1, 2-1 for the one. The 2 points are from the app opening test and this test right here, the CPU benchmark for the OnePlus 9, and the 1 point is going to go for the brand management on the S21 because it kept open one more app for the S21. So as you can see, the S21 is lower, but not by too much, and Samsung's devices have been lower across the board for a while now, even with the same chipset. So that's going to wrap it up for this test. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you in the next one.